I'm thankful for tonight. I'm thankful that you're going to get to hear reports about all that God has done, and I want you to not. I don't want you to just look and go, oh wow, look what they done. No, it's not they, it's us, right? It's us. It was your willingness to let us go. It was your willingness to help us fundraise. It was your willingness to pray over us while we were gone. And trust me, we felt the prayers and we needed them 10,000%. So Holly and Lisa, y'all come and y'all talk about what God did with y'all, through y'all in Honduras. And then when you're done, this other really well-dressed group will go.
Well, this is us on the airplane getting ready to go.
That is?
Yeah. Okay, no. He changed it. What? There's one right there.
No, he turned that on.
Oh, okay. So anyway, on the plane, ready to go. I was just going to tell y'all a little bit about the hospital. I'm going to mess this all up on how you say it because I don't speak Spanish, but it's Hospital Socorro de lo Alto, which translates to Hospital with Help from on High. The hospital started in 1986 by it was in a former orphanage. And then in 2003, they opened the new one, which you'll see in pictures there. It was started by a gentleman named Bobby Bowman. He was remote Army medic. He started the hospital, and then he went to scrub tech school and didn't like it. Then he went to PA school and didn't like it. And then he went to seminary school. And then he learned to speak Spanish and saw a desperate need for medical care and Jesus in the area. And then that's when he met Dr. Kinsey Sr., and Dr. Kinsey Jr. is who we went with, and that's who we met at the hospital, and he recruited us to go. And they joined together, and Dr. Kinsey Jr. has been going for like 40 years. He's been going since before he even went to med school and everything. Everything at the hospital is in the, I think it's just the surgery department. Everything's run strictly on donations. So us going, we had to fundraise in order to go with help from you guys and people from the hospital that we were able to go. But even down to the medications for anesthesia and everything, that's all donations. And they have a strict amount that they can use. And then they let us know at the end, they said, we were still short about $300. Can anyone donate to cover the rest of that fee? So everything is strictly on donations. They also have VBS teams that come down there for the kids there at the hospital, and people will come in for the VBS. What else? People wait for surgery. They will wait months and months until a surgery team will go to perform surgery for whatever they need. They'll have a general team, they have a gynecology team, they have a dental team, an orthopedic team, an ENT team. And these people will wait like 6 or 9 months just to have like their gallbladder out or whatever it is that they need. We performed, we think, 38 surgeries in 4 days. We had 2 ORs going pretty much back to back constantly. We had 5 CRNAs, which are anesthesia. We had 2 surgeons. We had 2 nurses and 4 scrubs. Holly's a nurse. I'm a scrub, in case y'all don't know. And we just kept the rooms constantly going. We all took on different jobs. We didn't just scrub. We didn't just circulate. I think surgeons are the only ones that didn't vary from their job.
None of the rest of us could do that one.
No. What else? We did mainly
Gallbladders and hernias.
Yes, mainly gallbladders and hernias. We had one 9-year-old with a bug in his ear that they couldn't get out at the office, so he had to come in and get that out. But they said that's very common, but my ENT here said that's very common here too, so I don't know.
And that bug was huge.
That bug was huge.
That bug was huge.
Yes. So anyway, the hospital runs year-round, but it's only when surgeons from America and teams from America come in to do surgery. And we can't wait till next time. And we're recruiting more to go. You can go through pictures now. I don't know what else. That's the front of the hospital. Oops. That's, Holly took a picture that when we got there.
It's inside the.
Yeah, that's the
Airport.
Honduras airport. This is on our way to the hospital. It's supposed to be about an hour and a half drive, but because they're concreting the road, it's not just pavement. They're putting rebar and concrete and everything on the road. So it took about 3.5 hours on a school bus for us to get to the hospital. And this is how they live. That first picture was houses lined up. This is half a house, I think, and a little shop that he has. That's one of the better homes that we passed.
That's
Oh.
just all mud and
Mud and sticks.
sticks.
Yep, and they all drive around. You see the motorcycle in the hut. They all drive around on motorcycles or small cars. And like Matthew said, in Guatemala, very dangerously. You don't watch where we're going. I was tired of pictures, and Holly wanted to take another picture. So
Yeah, I looked awful in that one.
this is what we called our call team, because everybody else, we were done for the 4 days. We were all done. We were going to go and climb the mountain. There's a mountain above the original orphanage that had 3 crosses. I forgot to get a picture. Both of us did.
It was
and
so far away. I tried to
It
get a
was.
picture, but it was because of the you could see it clearly, but because of the camera,
Yeah.
you couldn't get a picture of it.
Yeah, but the rest of the team, they went and climbed the mountain and took pictures with the cross and everything, and we waited for the 9-year-old to come in to get his bug out of his ear. So that's what we called the call team. The blonde on the other side, she's the other nurse that came. That's recovery. So there was 4 beds in recovery, and Dr. Kinsey's wife, who has no medical background whatsoever, she ran recovery. So she just made sure that everybody's vitals stay good and woke up okay. That was one of the ORs. That's the one we did most of the gallbladders in. That was me and Dr. Kinsey and Dr. Dias in surgery. And there was me with an IV. I didn't think I was going to get sick. I thought I was going to be fine. And I had to scrub out of a surgery, and Holly made me get an IV. She said, right now, go get an IV.
She blames me for it, but I saved her life.
She did. This is our team house. This picture is actually the last night, and the man in the pink shirt is Ron. He takes care of all of the maintenance at the facility, and he stays there for months at a time, along with Dr. Kinsey's mom. I don't have a picture of her, but Dr. Kinsey's mom is probably 80 years old. And
Oh, she's probably older than that, I think.
really?
Yeah.
She takes care, she has her own apartment attached to the hospital, and she used to stay for 6 months at a time, but now she only stays a few weeks, 6 weeks or so. But she takes care of all the finances and everything for surgery.
If you needed anything, you went and saw Miss Mary.
Yeah, Miss Mary ran
anything.
it
Like,
all.
I need a battery, and she'd go find it.
Yes, and actually when I had the IV, she came in and she said, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Well, no." And she went and got the doctor that's there all the time, and he ran blood tests and samples and all that, and he put me on medication, and they were just giving me an IV, and she's like, "No, you need more."
Yeah, this
So-
is a fully functioning hospital, which I didn't realize before we went. I thought it was just kind of
Yeah, me too.
surgery, but they actually have an ER, and they actually have a ward where they'll admit people. Now, their ward was more like a large room with 7 beds in it. There were no curtains between them, and they labeled it as semi-private, but I'm not sure what public would be if that was semi-private, because it was literally like bed
Yeah.
around. There was no bathroom in that room or anything. It
Oh,
was like
wow.
all the women were in one room, all the men were in another room, and the kids were in a third. Of course, they didn't have any kids at the time, but
Yeah, she toured the hospital. I didn't get to tour the hospital. But anyway, that last night, they were playing their guitars, and we just all sat around and worship. They were worshiping in Spanish, we were worshiping in English, and we all knew the same songs, and it was just amazing just to be sitting there together. And the group that we had 20 people from, I think it was 20, right?
yeah, I think so.
From all over the states and St. Croix. And the way we all just came together, not knowing each other at all, except for me, Holly, and Dr. Kinsey, was amazing. We just fit together. We backed each other up. We knew exactly what to do, and we all got along perfectly. And then just to sit and worship together too was just, it was really awesome. So this is meals. They provided, they have 3 people, 3 ladies that stay in the kitchen from like 5 a.m. till 6 p.m. to make sure that we have 3 meals a day there at the team house. and they clean, they cook, and they'll even pick up your dirty laundry if you leave it around. And Holly was quite
Even
embarrassed.
if you don't leave it around.
She had it in a bag, and they just picked it up and washed it, and she was really embarrassed. But this is the
He's
team
not
house.
anticipating that at all.
They didn't have a team house years ago. They used to have to just stay at the hospital. One of the ladies was telling us. But the team house is really nice. And there was a nice
That
porch,
little
screened-in porch there.
Screened-in porch there.
Yeah.
We sat there one night. Well, it thunderstormed every day.
Every night.
Every
Yeah.
day. And the one we just sat out on the screen porch. It was really, really nice.
This is our pathway to the hospital and back. It wasn't a long walk at all. I just thought it was a really pretty pathway. That was our view. Holly all the time was mentioning how beautiful everything was there. She just kept, and I don't
Pictures
stop
don't
and
even
admire.
do it justice.
No.
I mean, like, it flattens out all the mountains. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it was just unbelievably beautiful and so green.
Yeah,
So green.
yeah. And there's our group. A lot of people, or what, 2 or 3 people brought their kids, which were older kids, but they helped a lot too. The girl on the very far end was Dr. Kinsey's daughter, no, Dr. Dias's daughter, and she actually scrubbed in and helped out. One of the kids in the back was a med student. 2 of them were med students. And then, the guy in the white shirt on the far side, that's one of the husbands, and he just came and did maintenance. So he was able to come and participate and help the hospital out too. So he just helped Ron do whatever needed done around the whole facility. I think that's everybody different. That's all. Any questions?
How long did each surgery normally take?
An hour?
Yeah,
Maybe.
Probably.
Maybe an hour.
There were a few that took a little bit longer,
Yeah.
but for the most part, it was like an hour or less.
Yeah, our third patient coded, but they're fine. They did
sounded
not
really
take well.
bad.
They did not take well to anesthesia because we barely cut and they coded, but they're totally fine. They went and checked on them, and then we had another issue, but all the patients, they did rounds before we left again, and everybody is good to go. Yes.
We only lost 3. It's fine.
They have like to get stitches out, or, you know, after their
Mm-hmm.
recuperation, their drugs, like pain med, or what did they do?
Dr. What was his name?
Alvarado.
Everardo.
He's the surgeon. He's the doctor at the hospital that is.
And he's there all the time. Yeah. Yeah, and he spoke really good English and Spanish, and so he's the one that gave me medicine that they don't even have here in the States. So,
There was something else I was going to say. I don't remember what it is now.
anybody else have any questions? Yes.
You said there was a 9-month waiting, did I hear that correctly?
There has been.
They said sometimes they wait for years.
They,
Due to the finances or
I
the
think-
surgeon's coming.
oh,
Yeah, like if there's not our particular team only goes once a year, so that's general surgery.
somebody just in place there?
And
No.
Dr. Kinsey said that they make all of the people pay. Now,
Yeah.
they don't have to pay, don't have to pay in money, but they might have to pay with mowing the grass or
Working
helping
the
around
grounds of the hospital
or
Yeah.
something.
They won't
because
turn anybody away though.
They won't turn them away, but they said that they won't give it away for free because
Right.
they won't appreciate it if they do. So they always make them pay something and say, okay, well, what can you do to make up for this?
And they'll travel quite a ways too to
Yeah,
get there.
the boy with the bug in his ear he had at least an hour drive to
Right.
come. We had to wait for
Yeah.
him to show up.
How often do they have things
How
coming in?
often?
How often do they have things coming in?
Well, I looked, before I left, I was getting some of these facts of the hospital, and there is another general team coming in October. And then I think I saw a dental team coming in August. So it's
It was quite
sporadic.
frequent.
But yeah, the VBS team was coming the week after us. So, otherwise it's just sporadic on what surgeon teams come. Anybody else?
I was actually surprised at how well equipped the hospital was. They kept
Yeah.
saying, that you might lose power. We lost power
Once.
once, and it was only for like 10 minutes or
Right.
so, and then the power came back on and it was fine.
Yeah.
And, but otherwise, it was actually pretty nice.
Yeah, it was. We had actually 3 ORs, but only 2 were fully functioning. So, and we used the one that was in the picture for the gallbladders. I keep wanting to say coli, but a lot of people aren't going to know what that is.
Yeah.
So, for the gallbladders, because the lighting was better, and then we used the other room for the hernias because it was so dim and the other light wouldn't stay up. It just kept falling. So.
Oh, I should have sent you that picture. I have a
Oh,
picture.
yeah.
The other OR, the lights.
You have to put on
Normally,
light
you
handles.
put light handles on that
Yeah.
are sterile, so that the surgeon can touch it and move
Right.
the light wherever. But the other one didn't have light handles that would fit, and so they ended up using sterile gloves every single time. So there was like a glove hanging from the light handle, so they could move it,
Yeah.
which was kind of funny. I have a good picture,
Oh,
but
do
I
you?
forgot to send it to you. Yeah.
But both of us have said we will definitely go back. We can't wait to go back.
Oh yeah,
And we've
100%.
recruited more from the hospital that.
And the people of Honduras were just awesome.
They
They
were.
were so friendly and welcoming and
Really
yeah.
grateful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a good time.
it was. Okay, thanks y'all.